Welcome to Stock Designs, and in this video I want to teach you guys how to add distressed effect texture in Inkscape using the mask tool. But before we begin, I would like to ask that you like, share, comment, subscribe and turn on post notifications so you're notified every time I post. And then without further ado, let's get into today's video. So I want you to start by importing an image of a flower. I downloaded the image of the flower on raw pixel and then import a texture, and then I got my texture from FreePic, and you can get textures from other websites. And now what I want you to do is to go into the path tab, and in the path tab you're going to use trace bitmap. So as you can see, this is the trace bitmap dialog, and the detection mode, there's brightness cutoff, there's edge detection, make sure live updates is set, color quantization, there's auto trace, and there's center line tracing. But the one we're going to use in this video is brightness cutoff. So as you can see in the live updates, that's how it's going to look when we utilize it. So we're just going to play with the threshold so that we put enough black, and the black is that's what's basically going to show on our canvas. You can invert the image to have more black than white on the screen, but turn invert image off. So what we're going to do is set the detection mode to brightness cutoff, and speckles has to be down, but I'm just going to show you guys in this video the different ways it comes out when speckles is on and when speckles is off. So speckles just means when you turn speckles on, it's going to remove the little speckles so that there are no speckles in the image. But make sure speckles is on, smooth corners is on, and optimize is on. I'm going to apply. As you can see, when speckles is a little up, there's not enough speckles in the image. So what you want to do when you do this is you're going to turn speckles all the way down. As you can see, now we have speckles on the image. Now this is perfect. So as a vector, they just go in as individual nodes. But first I want to delete all the kites on my canvas. I'm going to do that by going to document properties. So now what I want us to do is just to check how it's going to look when we use it. I'm just going to flip it so that it's right side up. I'm going to flip it again so the most of the black part goes to the bottom, just like that. Now we're just going to set it properly. Then I'm just going to enlarge it so that it's stretched out a bit more. I don't want the black part the part where there's a lot of black, I don't want it to touch the image. So by using my eraser tool, I'm just going to erase the parts that I don't want. Make sure that you have your texture selected when you do this. And that's if you need to do this. But if your texture looks fine and you think it looks fine, then it probably is. Then using the selection tool, I'm just going to set it properly on the canvas. And now What I want you to do, take your texture, put it on one side. And then using your selection tool, select the image. Using your selection tool, make sure you select the texture, go to Object, Group, so that you group all the individual nodes together of the texture. That way it's going to be a vector. Then I want you to hold Shift Control with your triangle tool and create a rectangle. And now what I want you to do, switch the square to white, click on your texture, go to the edit and press copy. And now select your rectangle, go to edit, paste. Not just the normal paste, but say paste with size, so that it's going to be the same size as our texture. And now I need you to turn snapping on and put the white on the texture, but make sure that it's snapped so that it's in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the white rectangle to the bottom so that the texture is over it. Make sure that it's snapped in. I'm going to select the white rectangle, and using my rectangle tool, I'm going to select the rectangle. Using my rectangle tool, I'm going to make corners sharp. Then I'm going to use the selection tool. Then once you do that, I want you to select both the images, go to Object and group them together so that they become one object. And now what I want us to do, I want us to take that image and put it over the image that we want to distress. Make sure that snapping is turned off so that you can set it the way you like. Open the Fill Strokes menu and drop the opacity so that you can see the image behind, so that you make sure that the distressed parts are where you want it and where you don't want it. So make sure that you set it properly to your liking. I think right about there should be fine. Now what I want us to do, set your distress your texture opacity back to all the way up. Set it all the way up. Then select both items. Then you're going to go to Object, Mask, Set Mask. And that's how you create the distressed effect. Make sure that before you do the mask, select your texture and bring its opacity all the way up, because Inkscape also counts the opacity when you do this. And then just like that, you have added the distressed texture effect using Inkscape. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And I would like to ask again that you like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.